Mary, Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary, Our Lady of Fatima has many different names and has been depicted in many different ways. But what is the true face of Mary, the woman written throughout the centuries to be the most beautiful of them all? I want to try find out what she truly looked like. Obviously, Mary lived during the time of Jesus, because she is the mother of Jesus, and there was no photography 2,000 years ago, so we don't have any photographs of the Virgin Mary. But they did have the next best thing to photography: videos. Just kidding, they had painters. And the painter we need to focus on to find out what Mary looked like is someone that you may know. Well, you should know if you've read the Bible. The painter is St. Luke. No, St. Luke is not just a writer of one of the Gospels, he was also a Greek physician and an artist who liked to paint. The reason why this is important to us is because he was alive around the time of Mary. Was there any situation where he got the opportunity to paint Mary? The tradition of the Orthodox Church gives evidence that he did. Historian Theodorus Lector and St. Andrew of Crete wrote about St. Luke drawing the Virgin. Simeon the Metrophast, historian and author, mentioned one icon of the Virgin Mary holding Christ. He said that it was painted by St. Luke. St. Demetrius wrote that everything started with St. Luke painting Mary. Luke got inspired and later painted 3 more similar images of the Theotokos. That's 4 icons of Mary attributed to the Apostle Luke, noted as the first ever images of Mary. But what were these paintings by Luke, and what did Mary look like in them? People always talk about the most photographed actresses, or the Princess of Wales is the most photographed woman, but really, the most represented woman in all of history is Mary. One of the most famous paintings believed by some to be made by St. Luke is the Salus Populi Romani, translation, Protectress of the Roman People. It shows Mary holding Jesus with a calm expression on her face, gazing into the distance, perhaps looking at someone or just the view itself, with halos over both her and Jesus depicting their holiness. Legend tells us that the painting remained in and around Jerusalem until it was discovered by St. Helena in the 4th century. Together with other sacred relics, the painting was transported to Constantinople. Today, it can be found in Rome in the chapel of the Basilica of St. Mary Major. But the most venerated icon, one commonly regarded as the original, is thought by most to now be lost. Our Lady of Perpetual Help, or Hodeguera of St. Luke, is a beautiful image of Mary gesturing towards Jesus while she peacefully gazes at the person painting her. This is known as the Hodeguera icon because it's Mary gesturing towards Jesus as the source of salvation for mankind. So it's looking at Mary as a way to Jesus. Sometimes people call this icon Our Lady of the Way, Mary pointing to Jesus, Jesus being the way. But one expert says that it's none of these that is the original icon or the first painting of St. Luke. He instead points to the Madonna di San Sisto.
This icon is located in the convent of the Dominican Sisters on top of Monte Mario, for this icon was personally carried by St. Dominic to the community of his first Dominican sisters in February 1221. Since that time, this icon has been locked up with them behind bars like a prisoner for Christ's sake.
The icon itself is radiantly beautiful, with Mary's cheeks aglow with a gentle pink blush, as though it were a living image. But what captures one's attention are the eyes, looking at you with an expression so pure it's as if she's never sinned, as if she knows exactly what you're feeling, eyes that are hard to put into words. 60 years ago, people speculated that this was the original image of St. Luke, but they wanted to see if science would confirm or disprove this theory. So in 1960, they carried out radiocarbon tests to see how old the image truly was. The results came that it dates back to the 1st century AD. This makes it the oldest painted image of Mary, and is entirely possible that it is the original painting of the Mother of God. Reality is there are many icons which are said to have been painted by the Apostle Luke. Our Lady of Vladimir, one of the most venerated Russian icons of Mary, where the Moscow Annals name St. Luke as the artist behind the icon. The Madonna del Conforto, or Our Lady of Comfort, has numerous miracles being attributed to it. Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ painting carried by St. Thomas the Apostle to India is another thought to have St. Luke's fingers behind it. But arguably, the most interesting one is Our Lady of Czestochowa, or the Black Madonna. This stands completely different to the other images of Mary, I think for obvious reasons. The legend of this icon is that it was painted on a table that was originally crafted by Jesus in his workshop. After his death, it was brought to Constantinople around 300 AD, where it remained for 500 years. Over the years, many enemies laid siege to Constantinople, and the icon became a center of hope for the people of the city. Once, when the city was under attack and the chapel housing the icon caught fire, everything was destroyed except a small section of the wall with the painting of Mary and Jesus. The intense heat and soot from the fire had darkened the already dark olive features of Mary and Jesus, which is why they are the color that they are today in the image. But this is not the only image where the Theotokos is portrayed in a different manner. In future apparitions, she would appear with different facial features, skin tones, and nationalities compared to the ones painted by St. Luke. What did Mary look like in these apparitions, and why did she look different in each one of them? When Mary appeared to Juan Diego and left the image of herself on a tilma, she came with an indigenous look, a mestiza with an Aztec and Spanish appearance. Her skin tone is more tan to the one that we're used to, as if from a different climate. The green-blue mantle she's wearing indicates her royalty, since only the Aztec emperors could wear cloaks of that color. And then in another apparition where she appeared in Kibeho, Rwanda to 3 schoolgirls, again, she is depicted as completely different. She's shown as an African woman. She has a dark skin color, holding the rosary with that recognizable gaze that could seemingly hold 1,000 stars in it. Compare this to the images painted by Luke, to the image she left on the tilma, and to Our Lady of Fatima, she looks different. But the question is, why? One argument is that since the dawn of Christianity, Mary has been associated with the concept of the church being universal or Catholic. And so Mary is an image that reflects the universality of the church. She's an evangelist that takes cultures into account. If Mary is pointing towards her son in South America, she will appear in that context. In Africa, she will relate to the Africans. She becomes part of their world to draw others or particular cultures closer to Christ. And then other people say that often in these apparitions, human perception of the visionary plays an important role. These apparitions are a miracle, and to translate what has been seen through a miracle into a physical image in real life is often almost impossible. So unless the image is something physical left behind by Mary, like in Guadalupe, Mexico on the tilma, then Mary's image may have been adjusted through human perception. The things that we can tell when we collate all of the images and paintings we have of Mary is she's a lady with a soft touch, a deep, almost all-knowing gaze. It seems that she has a sense of sorrow about her, but then an almost pure love on the other side. She comes across as the perfect mother to the world, a mother which we all know the world so desperately needs. She comes to fulfill her purpose, which is to point the way to her son, Jesus Christ.